welcome back to my kitchen. Today I wanted to go over this week's food prep, not just for Kodac, but for myself as well. For me personally, I track my macros because bodybuilding is a lifestyle for me. So how I approach my food prep is different than Kodac's, who does not track his macros and his goals are different. This is to say neither one is right versus wrong. This is a matter of preference, your goals, your priorities, and what works for you. My food prep is more consistent because it's easier that way when I'm tracking my macros. For Kodac, his food prep will change week to week based on what is on sale at the store, what ingredients I can get, what I have on hand, and how I'm feeling during the week. So this changes often. That being said, let's get started. So this week I got some lean ground turkey at the store. This one's 99% lean. It's happened to be on sale, which is great. So this I'll be cooking up and I'll be making my own spice mix to go with it. I have some ginger and garlic. I will also be using garlic for Kodac's food, so I'm just gonna prep that so it's ready to go. So next part of this is to make the spice mix for my turkey. Good thing about having cooked for a long time is I don't really have to measure, so I just know which ingredients that I want to throw in depending on the flavor profile I want. So we're gonna throw the spice mix together real quick and add it to the turkey while it's cooking. So my turkey is done. It is cooling off now. Once it's cooled off, I'll put it in a glass Tupperware and store it in the fridge, and then I can just pre-measure it before I heat it up in the microwave. So in terms of carbs to go with this, I'll use a little bit of frozen spinach to add some vegetables to it with some nutrients, and I can do rice or sweet potato or even the lesser evil popcorn to add to my lunch. So while that's cooling off, now we have Kodac's food to prep. So this week, I will be making a Jamaican-inspired chicken and dumpling soup. I have not made this before. I found a chicken and dumplings recipe and went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, which is different than the typical American version because the dumplings are shaped different, the spices are different, obviously, and the American one actually uses cream, Jamaican one does not. Anyways, so I am starting on the soup right now. This is inspired because the recipe originally called for the chicken to be seared. And number one, I don't have a Dutch oven. Number two, this is the only pot I have and it does not sear well. So we gotta skip that step and mix a couple things up. I also can't use the exact same spice mixture because Kodac's idea of spicy hot is like a pinch of red pepper flakes. Like the man cannot do spicy food. So, Jamaican recipe obviously calls for Scotch bonnet peppers, and that's not going to work for Kodac. So, I will probably use a little bit of red pepper flakes, but I can't use much more than that, otherwise he will say it is too spicy. That aside, I need to finish cutting up this onion and start sauteing that first before adding the carrots and chicken and the rest of the ingredients. Red pepper flakes, and I'm going to be adding a little bit too. Bring it to a boil and then simmer it. I need to get the dumplings ready. So now the soup is now simmering on the stove. Like I said, this is my first time making the spinners, or dumplings as they're called, and the soup in general. Simmer this for about 20 to 25 minutes, and then we'll test it out and see how it is. All right, so this is what the soup looks like now that it's been done simmering. So these are the dumplings here, and the chicken I just started shredding up. So I'm gonna finish doing that, and then it'll be good to go. All right, so we are done. This is the finished product. So it tastes great. The flavor's good, the seasoning's good, but that'll have to be Kodac's job to actually taste test this and see how he likes it. I had to make some tweaks based on his flavor preference. More garlic, less spice, etc. So when he gets home, he can try this out and we'll find out whether it tastes Caribbean inspired. In the meantime, I'm going to portion out his soup for his meals. Difference is, for me, I measure it exactly for each day and make sure all my protein and carbs, etc. are all accurate. For Kodac, he doesn't count macros. When we were in the Bahamas visiting his dad has never seen someone measure out their food. So it was new to him seeing me like measure out my protein powder and snacks and everything on the food scale. So he asked Kodac whether he does the same, and Kodac said no, he measures by his stomach. So he's not counting his macros. So I can combine everything, scoop it in, there's no measuring out individual ingredients, any of that. The priorities for him are making sure that there's high protein and it's filling for him because he is running around at work all day and he needs something that he can eat very quickly that fills him up and keeps him going, because this meal is going to be the main source of protein for him unless he's had a protein shake post the gym or anything like that. Again, it's not to say that counting macros versus not counting macros is right or wrong. A big component of my life is bodybuilding. Counting macros works for my lifestyle and my physique goals. And because I'm disciplined with it, I can keep it consistent and it's very easy for me to just measure and go. It helps me make sure that my nutrition is on point day to day. For Kodac, his lifestyle, he doesn't need to count macros and doesn't want to have to count macros when he's eating or snacking, etc. And that's just his lifestyle. So it's really a matter of preference and based on your goals and what will be sustainable for you. When Kodac gets back later, he will taste test this. His weapon of choice.
Yes. Let's do this.
Jesus, he's got a ritual before having soup.
Yeah, this is how we doing it.
I just asked him to try his soup. This is what I got. Jesus Christ.
Salt is nice, it's plentiful.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah. It's supposed to be one bite, but we gotta do two of them. Yeah. I guess I'm not eating lunch tomorrow, y'all.
So that's it for this meal prep. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like, share, subscribe. Let me know what else you'd like to see in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!